This is worksheet 10.3, graphing polynomials, and we're looking at this section, and I'm going to do 9, 13, and 14. We're going to sketch a graph of the function, and we're also going to draw a number line to represent the graph. So in our polynomial here, let's first decide where the roots are. We have roots at 0 because of the x squared equal to 0. When x plus 5 is 0, that gives us a root at negative 5. And when x minus 2 equals 0, we have a root at 2. The behavior at these roots, there is a bounce at 0. Negative 5 and 2 are going through. So let's sketch that. So 0, negative 5, and positive 2. And my end behavior, because of the negative that's in front here, my end behavior is negative, which means below the x-axis. So I'm going to go through the 2 and then bounce at 0 and then through the negative 5. When we draw the number line, we need to put circles at each of these values. So I'm going to say this is 0, negative 5, and positive 2. And we're going to shade the number line according to where the graph is positive versus negative. So if we're less than negative 5, our graph is negative, so unshaded. Between negative 5 and 0, and also between 0 and 2, the graph is positive in all of these regions here. So I'm going to shade here and here. The graph is negative again when we're greater than 2, so this stays unshaded. All right, moving on to number 13, we have roots at negative 1, at positive 2, and at positive 4. So positive 2, positive 4. My end behavior here is positive. The coefficient here is positive, so I'm going to start up here. The behavior at each of these roots, at negative 1, I have a through slowly because of the cubed. And at these two, I have a through. So I'm going to go through, and when I get to the negative 1, I'm going to go through slowly. So sketching a number line for this, I need roots at negative 1, 2, and 4. My graph, when I'm less than negative 1, my graph is negative, so unshaded. Between negative 1 and 2, the graph is positive, so shaded. Between 2 and 4, the graph is negative, so unshaded. And greater than 4, the graph is positive, so that is shaded. All right, on number 14, a hint here, factor first. This is not in factored form, so if I were to factor this, I could take out a GCF of x and then factor a difference of 2 squares. Now in factored form, I can tell that my roots are at 0, negative 3, and positive 3. My end behavior here is positive. The coefficient in front is a positive, so I'm going to start over here, positive. Each of these has an exponent of 1. All of these are going to go through. So through, through, through. On my number line, so 0, 3, and negative 3, my graph is negative when I'm less than negative 3. It's positive between negative 3 and 0. It's negative between 0 and 3, and positive again when we're greater than 3.